Vidya, you look amazing. And first of all,
Thank
congratulations on your blockbuster, Bhool Bhulaiyaa 3. I saw it and
you.
it is so heartening to see you and Madhuri light up the screen, along with Karthik Aaryan, of course, and the rest of them. But perhaps you should tell us, both of you had a great role in this one, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely. When they came to me with two, I was a bit concerned about how it would be to reprise the role of Monjalika. And I didn't quite understand how this franchise business works in India, But I watched BB3, BB2, and I said, oh, okay. So when they came to me with BB3, I think I was ready. And I was so glad because I loved the script. And I thought this was befitting for Monjulika. And then, of course, now you have two Monjulikas. So that added a little more tadka, but I think it was very special to do this after 17 years and then to reprise my role and my song and to do the song with Madhuri Dixit.
I know, I know. I was like, I'm not so sure if you're that excited about that. I would have been a bit like, okay, then let's amp it up a bit. Vidya, we need to like shine as well. Tell me honestly, were you fearful? I mean, it's lovely to say she's your icon, but what was the real fears?
I was nervous because when they told me that we're going to be doing the song together, I didn't have much time to rehearse. I'm going to be seen in the same frame with her. I better get my act together. I was promoting Do Do Pyar at that time, so I barely had any time. But I have to say that I haven't worked as dedicatedly on anything else. Every time I got a little reprieve from promotions, I was there at rehearsals doing half an hour, doing 2 hours, doing 4 hours, depending on how the schedule was. But I think I really gave it my best. And I'm glad, I'm happy it's turned out well and everyone's appreciating us. And me particularly, because she, of course, what is there
Exactly.
not to appreciate?
No, no, no. I love it. And you're not a trained. Am I right when I say you're not a trained dancer like a
I'm
classical
not.
dancer? There you go.
I'm not.
You held your own against a talent, a powerhouse, a dancing powerhouse. Well done, you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
But what I loved about the movie is the climax. I don't want to give it away because it's still playing in the UAE cinemas. But I really thought that the ending made it really worth it. It's a physical comedy. You need to be patient with it at times, etc. But the ending was like, you know what? It changed the game. Did you also think that's why it's doing so well in the box office as well? Because it had something to say at the end of it.
And I think what a fantastic way to take the franchise forward. I think this is the best way for it to have happened. It's so today.
Mhm.
That someone asked me a little while ago that why do you think Bhool Bhulaiyaa 3 works? I said, why do you think Bhool Bhulaiyaa 2 worked? I do think that that kept up with the times and which is why it's working.
That's true.
So I was thrilled to read that in the script. It's so relevant. It's so current. It's the kind of conversations that were happening all around us. It's about acceptance. And you realize that that touches a chord like nothing else does.
I'm sure, I'm sure. And it was so heartening to see women with strong roles, right? And Vidya, if you're in a movie, we watch it because you're not going to be an ornament ever, ever. I doubt if you will do that. So, did that even, did you think that, it's such a big blockbuster? Karthik Aaryan is known for his comic timing. They'll try to, of course, extract that out of it, right? But you guys had a great role. Did you tell the makers that as well? That, you know what, we should also do the heavy lifting. That's the whole point. Or do you still have to tell
No,
filmmakers?
no, we didn't have to tell them that. It was on paper. It was what it is on screen now, which is why I signed up for it. I was happy with what was being offered to me. This is the film I signed up for. And I'm very happy because, I really feel, Manjusha, that we need entertaining films today. There's so much going on in the world. And with all that's going on, it's just nice to forget about your troubles and just go have a good time and come back. So, but I have to say that this is the first script I liked in about 2.5 years because
Really?
I found it a very fun and entertaining script on paper. And I knew that with a director like Anis Bazmi, this would only get better. And the climax was, of course, it had to be this for me to come back to it.
Of course, I know. And I think you guys have come a long way from Manichita Tare because for me as a Malayali, I feel that movie shouldn't have been touched. But I'm a purist. But you guys did something entirely different with it. You flew with it. Did you, as
Yeah.
another, I suppose, from Palakkad, did you also say, "Oh my God, I'm touching a masterpiece"? This,
Yes, yes. And I was nervous about how the South Indians are going to react, about
yeah,
what my mom was going to say, because we're also talking about Shobhana, for God's sake, Nagavalli. Urumurai Vandu Pataya. It was like, oh my God, what have I gotten into? But
yes,
even then, I remember Priyan sir, fantastic director. So I was very sure he'd make the film very well. What I was worried about was how whether I'd be able to hold my own, and especially because I was in the dance, I was pitted against Vineet. Not pitted against, but I was
yes.
going to be dancing with him.
Performing alongside.
He's again one of those natural born dancers. But I guess that's what Bhool Bhulaiyaa throws at me every single time. And thankfully, Bhool Bhulaiyaa has given me so much. It's been 17 years and I still receive a lot of love for it. So I think I did decently.
Listen, is blockbuster success a far more heartening than critical acclaim? You're a national award winning actress with movies like Kahani with you. Then you have something which is just raking in the moolah. Which one would you, at this point in time, as an actress, what would you rate better? And money, greed is good. So don't think, I mean, that's what I believe.
No, 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 no.
Show me the
I'm
money.
very, very honest about these things. Commercial success, nothing tastes like that.
And also feeling skinny, which is what you're doing right now. How is that? Do not tell me yoga. I'm a mother of three. I refuse to believe metabolism and all of that. Tell me the truth.
No,
This
no,
is
no, no, no. I'm working with this group in Chennai. They're called Amura Health. They work on the principle of elimination of inflammation, and you will not believe it. I did not go to them to shed weight. I actually went to get my gut issues resolved, and also to see if there's an underlying medical condition which is making it impossible for my weight to shift, despite the hard work, despite the regimented diets and all that. And they told me, your weight will go like this. And I was like, yeah, right. It's not happened in 20 years. And anyway, I said, that's not my concern. I just want to be in better health. But the first thing to happen was the weight release. So I was like, oh, wow. And then, of course, now my system's getting sorted. It is a long process, but I'm in it. And I'm so much happier for it because I feel so much better.
do people treat you differently if you fit a certain mold? Of
Yes, told strange things like, oh, now you look really nice. So, but I don't think, I've been told all sorts of things about my body over the years. So, I didn't even set out to shed weight, honestly. I didn't think it was possible. And I'd embraced myself the way I was. But this is welcome because I feel better about it, just health wise. And of course, I'm able to wear a lot many more things. That's also great.
No, amazing. And may I just say, both you and Madhuri in the movie look so well preserved. And both my friend and I went with my girlfriend, and we both look at each other. I'm like, look at us, learn from them instead of eating nachos. You know what I mean? These guys are like a portrait of like discipline and hanging in an industry which is so ageist in many ways, right? But here you are with people clapping around you. I felt a sense of reflected pride with that. Do you feel that as well?
Oh,
That
thank you.
did you look at each other and said, we did not do so shabbily, did we? Like we're getting roles. It's not easy, right? Getting roles and being part of the festive releases.
Absolutely. I feel that I don't think getting roles has ever been a problem for me, very honestly.
Oh, yeah.
There's never been a dearth of work, thankfully. And yeah, but I didn't think I'd have a Diwali release because I've also not been doing this kind of film for a while now. So it was a very welcome thing. But yes, Madhuri ma'am and I are very happy to be in this, but we've had a lot of conversations around this. And I think she's beautiful. It's amazing that she's still working and doing so many different things. All that's very inspiring. And far longer than even I have. So, and she's still so
Zen. She
amazing.
No, no,
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. And I here is hoping women like you take more, ensemble projects because I feel we don't see enough of that. And in this we do. Then we saw Singham again as well. So I think it's
Right.
working. People do want to see a lot of talents in one. They want Paisa Vasool, I think, for all we want.
That's true.
Thank you so much for entertaining us as
Thank you.
always.